Welcome back. We're at our Operational Services Committee. On this committee are myself, Councillor Plott, Councillor O'Connor, Councillor O'Toole, and Mayor Clayton. So I'll call the meeting to order, and I'll look for an adoption of the agenda, please. Councillor O'Toole.
I move the committee adopt the agenda as presented.
Thank you. That for Councillor O'Toole. Please vote. Carries unanimously. We have no delegations, so we'll go into our reports, and I'll look to Chief Glavin for our service area update, please.
Thank you, Chair Palat. We'll start with Engineering Transportation Services. We've recently posted a RFP for engineering services for our 2026-2027 road rehabilitation program, as well as a request for tender for the Copperwood ditch work, which involves some of the cleaning restoration of a drainage ditch and adjacent P-well in that neighborhood. Recently closed is a request for tender for the accessible playground site preparations for Jumpstart. I'm just going to flag that this came in higher than expected for costs, so we're going to work with the proponent there to try and get those down, but we may have to come back to council. As well as the request for tender for the minor resurfacing program, which has a number of sites around the city that we will be addressing. In corporate facility management, the team is working with the Pace Building to coordinate the replacement of 2 of their furnaces, as well working with the animal shelter to perform some minor renovations to the intake counter to install a safer vestibule access. In environment and parks, crews are replacing several playground borders this month as part of regular asset upkeep. Canada flags are being installed this week in preparation for Canada Day, and the group has also initiated a boulevard turf trial this week, which is testing optimal soil qualities and seeding techniques for turf establishment along our roadways. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Okay, thanks for that. Chief Glavin, any questions? Mayor Clayton.
Thanks, Chair Plott. Just a quick one. Can you give us an update on how street sweeping is going? How many rounds have they completed, and when are the rest going to be completed?
Thanks, Mayor Clayton. I will have to send out an update on that just to give you those details.
Okay, thanks. Councillor Bressy, please.
Great. My apologies, I know we're behind schedule, but I promised residents I'd ask 2 questions and also gave Chief Glavin a heads up about them. My first question is, I don't know if others saw it, but there was a kind of disturbing dash cam video of Lakeland Drive and 92nd Street at the intersection there that I know has been an intersection that's had conversation in council in the past. And I'm wondering if there's any plans for future changes to that intersection that I could tell residents are in the books, or if I need to tell them, hey, you need to start advocating if you want changes there.
Thanks, Chair Palat. So yes, that was flagged to me, and I did flag it to our traffic engineering group, who is currently looking at that intersection as we speak. They'll do an analysis on it, and if we do need to change a traffic pattern there, we will bring that forward. Or potentially, we will just initiate that if it's warranted. We don't need to bring it back for approval.
Okay. Excellent. Can you tell me when approximately you think a decision will be made on that, just so that I can tell residents who are eager to come fill our chambers, but maybe don't have to?
I would have to get an exact. I don't have an exact time frame that they're currently working on, but it is on their list, so I could get you a little bit better estimation, but I don't have one at the moment.
Great. And then my second question was, I'm still noticing a whole lot of trees on 100th Avenue downtown that are dead. I'm wondering if you've got a little bit of information about what's going on with those and what the plan is with them.
Yeah, thanks, Chair Palat. Yes, definitely disappointing that we had as much death over the winter as we did. These are, the species in particular is bur oak. We haven't had issues with the other ones. This was part of looking at trying to establish diversity so that if we had disease go through downtown, we wouldn't wipe out all of downtown. I think we can say that trial has not been successful. With that, so we will not be replacing them with bur oak going forward. We will be using likely linden, which has been the most successful tree downtown. But yes, unfortunately, we were hoping that they were just late coming out this year, but that didn't prove to be the case. We've also looked at, is it an irrigation issue? But we're reasonably confident it's not, as a lot of the successful lindens are downstream from that. and are receiving water. We think it might just be that Burr Oaks just can't tolerate that environment, and unfortunately are going to cost some money to replace. We're estimating about $22,000, I think, in order to replace those trees on 100th Avenue. There are some that are warranty trees, and there are some that are not warranty trees.
Well, and definitely disappointing news, but not actually news I'm upset about. I really do appreciate that. Oak would have been absolutely beautiful there if they could have got established, and I really do appreciate the need to have biodiversity down there. And we tried it, and unfortunately, we didn't get the results we want. But I actually don't fault our staff for trying things. So definitely, I wish they were all well established. Obviously, I wish for different results, but personally, I'm not that upset about it. I do thank our Parks Department for putting thought and trying to get better outcomes in the future for us. And usually that works, but occasionally it doesn't. So I do thank our staff for their work on it.
Mayor Clayton.
Thanks, Chair Palat. Chief Glavin, what's the timing of the replacement of those trees?
Thanks, Chair Palat. They'll likely be part of our fall planting.
So we have a lot of planting happening this fall, right?
It's going to be a pretty busy fall.
Okay, thanks.
Just one question I had it brought to my attention by a couple of folks that a couple other municipalities have a program where their staff can use a gas card. They have to sign up. It's 100% on them. It's a corporate account from the city, but individually, every person has to have their own card. So if they end up not paying they don't pay their account, it doesn't come back on the city, but it's a volume program, which is a nice offer or incentive to offer our staff. I'm just wondering, has the city ever looked into that? Are you aware of, or?
Thanks, Chair Palat. That actually was a project by one of our leadership groups here recently to explore that. The current state is we've had a few questions about how we could implement that, but it is an ongoing idea that we're exploring. We know some other municipalities that have that. So I'd say it's something we're still looking at, but there's a few questions we have to answer before we're willing to proceed with it.
Okay, so I'm just curious for it to be action. Does it need a motion, or is it just something in the queue and that'll be just a service area update at some point that we'll get an update on where that status would be at? Or
thanks, Chair Palat. Yeah, no, that's something that's certainly within administration's authority and something that we are exploring right now. We just want to ensure that how it syncs up with our current procurement practices and the current contract that we have in place. So it's something I'd say we're exploring. Wouldn't need council direction if we decide to proceed.
Okay, I appreciate you exploring. I think it could be a good opportunity for another bonus or potential bonus for our staff, which we're always trying to do. So seeing nobody else, we'll go to item 4.2 in our Trader Ridge neighborhood. And am I introducing Mr. Harvard is going to come up and speak on this? Chief Glavin can introduce, please.
Thanks, Chair Palat. Council requested that administration develop a conventional transit route to service the Trader Ridge neighborhood. This was a result of some of the newly planned residential development that was facilitated as part of a rezoning in the Trader Ridge neighborhood. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Harvard for the details.
Thank you, Chair Palat and members of the committee. So this report fulfills the directive to assess the budget and scheduling impacts of expanding conventional transit into Trader Ridge. The report is for information only. However, the committee may choose to refer this matter to the upcoming budget deliberations. Trader Ridge is rapidly growing with a future new multifamily housing going to be going in there. Currently, it is served via transit by on-demand, and conventional transit would better meet the long-term needs of this area. The proposed solution, although Council had asked for one route, I'm going to explain why there are two routes. Each route that we have currently has a 40-minute cycle time, which is the amount of time that it takes the bus to complete the entire route. And we have an 80-minute frequency, so our base service for any route is 80 minutes a day. The bus then, if we just did one route, the bus would be idle for 40 minutes between each of the runs. So to maximize efficiency, a second 40-minute route is performed during that time instead of leaving the bus unused. This approach ensures full use of the vehicle and operator while maintaining reliable service on both routes. So the routes we're speaking with regards are, of course, the Trader Ridge routes, which a route which connects the growing residential and commercial hub directly to major destinations City Hall, Prairie Mall, both hospitals, and NWP. The second route, which we're calling Countryside School Link, it prioritizes access to the schools and underserved residential areas and also essential shopping areas. Both routes, route maps are attached to the report. Just a quick one, the route design process was both data informed and community responsive. We reviewed on-demand ridership and public feedback from the 2024 engagement sessions. The annual cost would be approximately $276,000, and the net FTE, full-time equivalent of staffing, would be 2.3, and that would include shifting some of the on-demand service to fixed route staffing. There would be no capital purchases required, only minor equipment costs. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
Okay, thanks for your reports. I'll go Councillor O'Toole, then Councillor O'Connor, please.
So that extra fee that would be paying for the bus route, will that be coming to budget in the fall?
Through the chair,
Can you absorb it now?
Through the chair, I guess the first question would it be coming to budget? That would be a decision that obviously committee and council would have to make. It would certainly put us over budget. Currently, we are tracking on budget, so that would put us significantly over budget for the year if that were the case. And again, if this were not approved in future years, it would put us significantly over budget. So,
good. One more.
Councillor O'Toole.
This is to administration. When would it would be the most effective time to implement this bus route?
Through the chair. The most effective time to put any bus route in is typically in the summer months when ridership is lowest, and also what that allows us to do is to make any tweaks to the system before we reach the peak service in September with the school kids, etc. That said, we have implemented additional routes at different times of the year, but the most optimum time would be in the summer.
Thank you.
Councillor O'Connor.
Yes, thank you, Chair Palat. He stole my question. I don't think that's fair. But anyway, I like that it's in the shape of an 8. And when you look at it, very interesting. So my question was, when would you start? And it sounds like you're going to start right away, which is very good. And having the summer off doesn't affect anything. Have you allowed for, and I'm sure you have, the breaks? It sounds like the routes include time for the operators.
Through the chair. I guess two things. Number one is, yes, the routes coincide with all the other routes we currently have, so there is adequate recovery time for the drivers, i.e. breaks, if you will. And also, again, from with regards to timing, I was not specifically mentioning for this summer. I think that's, again, a decision that committee and council would have to make in terms of funding, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you.
Okay. Just a couple of questions from me. Appreciate the reports. And I'm just curious, when I look on the Trader Ridge route, it looks like it would be too hard to just bump that a little bit more north once our recreational center is built up there. Is that kind of the intent, is to get it to there, and then once our covered structure is open, that we could just move that route north? Or would those folks that wanted to use our facility have to just walk that couple blocks to come to the current route line?
Chair Palat, the intent is to serve that facility with on-demand service immediately upon opening. And again, we believe, and what we've seen in other communities is a structure of that kind. The demand for transit is not that high. However, we do also feel that there should be transit to there as an option, so it will be included in the on-demand.
Okay, no, it sounds good. I'm sure the business community up in that area would appreciate having a loop up there. I did have one question before. I'm hoping we can get some business arising on this, but in the report it talks about the expense side. Do we have a forecast of what we think the additional revenue might be from adding these two routes?
Chair Palat, at this point in time, we really don't have that much of a sense. A lot of the revenue is we are currently already experiencing because we are going to be moving from an on-demand service to a fixed route service. So we're already receiving the revenue through the on-demand riders. We probably, I would say, expect maybe about a 5 to 8% increase in revenue for those routes. Because they will be opening up potential options that people currently don't have.
Okay, currently. Great. Just want to point out to council, so in our package it says receive for information, which I would recommend we do, but I'd also, if there's an appetite, I'd like to see this go to budget. So I was hoping one of you would make a motion that we could go to budget. So with no more questions, we'll look for business arising. Please, Councillor O'Toole.
Yeah, I'd like to make two motions tonight, today. I move the committee receive this report for information.
Yeah, so we'll do that one first, Councillor O'Toole.
Yep.
Please. So we'll just, if there's no discussion on that one, we'll vote on that one first. Councillor O'Connor, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. And that carries unanimously, and I'll go back to Councillor O'Toole for other business, please.
Yeah, I'd like to forward this request for the bus service to the fall budget.
Okay. Let's give Ledge Services a minute to type that in. So committee refer this matter to the fall budget deliberations. So please vote on that. And that carries as well. Thank you for the reports, Mr. Harvard, and I'm looking forward to that debate come budget, hopefully if we're still around this horseshoe.
Very much.
So we have no correspondence, no other business, no policy or bylaw review, so we'll go to outside item list. Back to Chief Glavin, please.
Thanks, Chair Palat. Today we dealt with item 1339, conventional transit, that can be removed. And item 1370 we'll be dealing with today at the Council Committee of the Whole meeting.
Okay, great. Councillor O'Connor.
Yes, thank you, Chair Palat. I'd like to move Council receive the June 24th outstanding items list as amended for information.
Okay, thank you for that motion. And that carries as well. And with that, we will adjourn. Thank you.